Okay, well, welcome to our success team call for LiveYounger group. We are so excited to have you. Today is a special day. It is February the 6th, and we are 1 week away or so from celebrating Valentine's Day. And so that's what our theme is going to be on today, is about the heart, all about the heart, not just the physical heart, but also about being heart-filled people with love and with care, and how we can spread that kind of heart to heart amongst ourselves and out to the world. So thank you all for taking the time to come. I see that we've got BJ and Jacob on the line as well. Thank you for coming to all of you. And I'm going to just encourage you to use the chat bar for making comments or thoughts or something that you might want to say to encourage the rest of us on your thoughts that you've been thinking when it comes to heart. And we are going to start off with Karl. Karl, take it away and give us some of your opening introductory comments.
Well, thank you, Judy. And first, also important, if there's anybody new on the call, maybe put your hand up, use the reaction button in the lower tray. We'd like to acknowledge any newcomers here because this is a call that is open for everyone to attend. And so welcome. And Wendy Bergen, thank you. I see your hand up. Welcome to our call. Nice to have you here. Glad you could get in. I did catch your comment in the LifeWave Success Group chat that you had trouble. So thanks for joining us. You know, when Judy and I discussed this, and I'm going to make some quick comments and turn it back to Judy, we thought, you know, Valentine's is the heart month. That is the month of the year where more money is spent in matters of the heart and for Valentine's Day and so forth. And we thought, what more important theme to talk about? And so here we are, and we're going to talk about the matters of the heart. And we're going to split it into two segments. Judy's going to take a fun, factual kind of take us down a little bit of trivia about what the heart does in a sort of physical way and things that she's brought out. And then I'm going to turn it over onto the softer side so that we make this relevant for a group. So on that note, Judy, take it away and tell us what you found out when you thought about matters of the heart.
All right, Karl. Well, thanks again. And yeah, I was really excited about the theme because there's so much about who we are as created beings and how our heart functions, and what really makes people feel connected is that they get to see our heart, and we want to display that heart. But of course, we need to be healthy, and we need to have you know, a health in our bodies so that we can then have all that extra love and energy to pass around to other people. I've certainly been experiencing that. I'm now down in Palm Springs for 2 months, like I did last year, and meeting a lot of great folks. And I tell you, the love and the friendliness and the way that they reach out and they try to help, it's just fills you up. And it really has been you know, in the last 5 days since we've been here has been really wonderful. And I think that they also sense, hopefully, my love and care for them. And so, of course, that's making an impact as far as bringing up the topic of LifeWave. But as far as the heart goes, Karl, did you want me to go ahead and go over a couple of those fun facts at this point in time? And you're muted, Karl.
Sorry, I'm muted. Yeah, thank you. I'm doing what Gregory does so often, mutes himself. No, I wanted to know if Karl, are you ready to share that document that Judy provided with us, and we can kind of go through it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now, is that I've just prepared some really fun facts. And this is not to take away from LifeWave, but to help us all to really stop and realize the wonder, the miracle of our creator and how he's created our bodies. It's absolutely shocking to me that your heart beats about 100,000 times per day, and during your lifetime it'll be like 2.6 billion times. Think about that. The other thing that is in this part of the screen here is that each minute your heart pumps nearly 1.5 gallons. That's in point number 4, or for 5.7 liters for us Canadians of blood. That's a pump flow rate that could fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool in less than a year. I mean, that's just shocking. The other thing about the heart that I thought was really interesting is number 6. The location is everything in life. They always say, the real estate agents say location, location, location. Well, that's true for your heart. It's located in the front of your chest, slightly behind and to the left of your breastbone. Your ribs offer extra protection for this vital organ, and that is so critical because God knew that we need to protect, of all of our organs, our heart is one of the most important ones. It's the root of who we are as people. And interesting, in number 7, I didn't know this, that to make room for your heart, your left lung actually is uniquely designed to be slightly smaller than your right lung. Isn't that interesting? Just to make room for your heart. And it weighs only about 7-8 ounces. So that's less than a pound. But think about what it does. Think about how you're dependent upon your heart for every breath that you take. So we want to have good health to keep our hearts functioning and pumping correctly. And if you go on down to number 12, your heart pumps blood through 60,000 miles. Can you imagine that, of blood vessels? That is outstanding. And it's even more reason to keep all the vessels in good health and good shape. And boy, do we have a good patch for that issue. And then if we go on down a little bit farther to page 2, in number 15, your heart has its own electrical supply and will continue to beat even when separated from your body. This specialized network of cells is known as the heart's electrical conduction system. Now that should really get us thinking about what this all means, because what do we have in LifeWave? We have patches that work with our electrical system. The other thing in number 18 is that runners have a 45% lower risk of heart disease or stroke. So we do know that exercise does make a difference. And then number 22, a joke a day may help keep the heart doctor away, as laughing can actually improve heart health by lowering stress and relaxing your blood vessels. Happiness can lower your risk of heart disease as well. And I would go on to say, not just happiness, but gratitude. And Gregory and Robin often talk about that. Gratitude is huge. So if you want to scroll, I think that's the end of the page, right? So that's just a couple quick thoughts about what our hearts do for us in our life, and what an amazing miracle our heart. It's a muscle, it's a pump, but it does so much more. And now we're going to move on to our talk today to something a little less physical or medical. But keep in mind that when you talk to somebody about their heart, once they start to see that list of how amazing their heart is, that may be all they need to say, you know what, I need to protect my heart, and I'm going to start LifeWave. Well, back over to you, my friend.
Wonderful, Judy. You know what? Those are fun facts, as we said, but they are nonetheless facts.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us so unique. And I wrote in the comments, we are most certainly uniquely created. And for those of us who read the Bible, it says, I am uniquely created. I was knitted together in the womb of my mother. And, there's just going to be no doubt about it, isn't it? The singer of that song, Bonnie Tyler, favorite artist of mine, had 2 great songs. And coincidentally, they are both related to the heart. This one was It's a Heartache, and the other one was A Total Eclipse of the Heart, which still today is a popular song. I have thought so much about our intentionality of LifeWave heart to heart as we share. And I think it is so important then to talk about matters of the heart. And as I said at the beginning, what better month to do it than February? And so when I consider the heart, I say to myself, what is so neat about the heart? What is it that when life deals us a blow or two, that we almost inevitably feel it in our chest? It's a heartache at that moment. What is it that in the jubilation of life, that we feel that too, where our heart skips a beat, where our heart seems to have wings and flies? And I consider all the things that pertain to the heart. And for a long time, the battles raged, and it'll continue to rage. We're not going to settle it tonight. Which is the more important organ of the body, the brain or the heart? I'm going to tip my hand to you tonight because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to make the case that the heart, by far and away, is the more important organ of the body. And I just want to share with you some of the popular sayings, and then later on, I'm going to ask some of you to share. What is your favorite saying about the heart? What is your favorite quote? What is a favorite song lyric? Perhaps you have a Bible verse. I want you to think about that, and hopefully you can share that with us. But let's talk about the heart cry. Has anybody heard about a brain cry? It's the heart cry when you talk about that individual. And again, as in the song, heartache. It's not a brain ache. It's never a brain ache. It's always a heartache. We feel these things in our core. And for a person like me, I have to say, this is one of my favorite things, wearing your heart on your sleeve. Nobody wears their brain on their sleeve. I suppose there are some people that just like to, they're like the Cliff Clavins of the world. If you were watching Cheers, he knew everything about anything, but he knew nothing about life. He couldn't figure it out. But anyway, we talk about the heart of a lion. How about a change of heart? Perhaps a change of mind, but a change of heart is almost inevitably the more popular saying of what we say about the heart. It is so important to address this heart. It's important to know what is in our hearts and what we're looking for to connect with in the hearts of other individuals. And of course, this is a vital function of succeeding in our business. We connect best when we connect heart to heart. And we have to be sure that what's in our heart is also something that others want to receive. And so we want to be, as much as possible, pure in our heart. Blessed are the pure in the heart. Bible says that, for they shall see God. And Jesus talked about it, and I'm not going to get too far into the Bible thing here today because some of you may and some of you won't. But I want to say that if you didn't have a heart, you couldn't sense love or love in return. That's how vital the heart is. And I believe God created us with a heart so that we could have a loving relationship with Him and with others. So again, what are matters that affect our heart? How can we prevent our heart from being troubled? Howard Schultz, the genius mind behind Starbucks, wrote a book. And I love the title of it. It's called Pour Your Heart Into It. What can you think of in your life that you would like to leave as a legacy that would say they really did have their heart in it? And if your heart isn't in it, you can tell. It's not only evident to you, it's evident to others. And we have to have our heart in it. We have to put our heart in it in order for us to convey to people the not only the sincerity and perhaps the urgency, but the importance of what it is that we're trying to say. So we have to be open with our hearts, but in some ways also closed. We have to guard our hearts. How do you do that? You want to be transparent. You want to open your heart to people, but you also have to guard it, because what we put in our hearts will manifest itself in what we say and do. It's almost impossible to be deceitful to that level that your heart will out you. It will show who you really are. But more importantly, protecting our hearts, having the conviction, believing involves holding a conviction or acceptance of something as true, even in the absence of concrete evidence, while knowledge refers to having the factual information of evidences about something that is true and verifiable. My question is, what's more important? Well, they're actually both important. We have to have the intake of knowledge, but if it only stays in our heart and it doesn't make its way down to our heart, if it only stays in our head, pardon me, and doesn't make its way down to our heart, I doubt we are affected to the extent that we would like to be affected. Because beliefs, I believe, are contrived in the heart, and they're held there in the heart in the form of a conviction. So when we talk about guarding our hearts and protecting it from evil that would enter in, it is important what we put into our heart, because our heart is the epicenter. It is the core of who we are. And we need to incline ourselves towards the things that we know to be good and profitable. And so if we talk about, and lately we've been focusing on this in our group, we've been talking about light and love and hope. And there are three things that we know of that exist that are transcontinental. They transcend every society. And in wherever you're going to find that, you're going to find faith, you're going to find hope, you're going to find love. But we know the greatest is love, and love is held in the heart. So before I ask you guys to share with us what is your favorite saying about the heart, I want to encourage you, when we examine our heart, when we give our heart to something, when we open our mind to something, be careful to guard your heart at the same time, and put only that in it which you know is going to be good and true. Find whatever is good and true, what is noble, what is right, what is pure, what is lovely, what is admirable. If anything in excellent or praiseworthy, these things are the things that we need to put into our heart. So with the knowledge of what we have and the conviction of what we believe, let's speak from the heart when we're talking to people. Let's allow ourselves to be that vulnerable that we say, I really want you to see my heart. I want you to see what's in my heart. Being aware that we also must be aware of what's in our heart, and that is share. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You can locate that in the Gospel of Luke in the Bible, but it doesn't matter. If you just take it for what it's worth right out of Scripture, it's still worth knowing that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. How important that is to get our hearts right. I was so excited when we decided to to go after this heart to heart and talk about the heart. And there's many more things we could. This is not an exhaustive list by any stretch of the imagination. But I hope you have, in what I've shared and what Judy has shared, and what some of you may share now. I hope you've seen my heart for you, my heart for people, my heart for God, my heart for truth, my heart for things that we know can help people. And if you're going to succeed in this group, I say start with the heart. Even if you have to reset the heart, it's good. Practice, get the forgiveness into your heart that may be causing you to not want to share your heart. Maybe there's a hurt there. Maybe there's someone that you have to forgive, even if they're not alive today. Reconciliation is only possible when two people exist in the same time and space. But forgiveness can happen anytime. And forgiveness, as Don Henley said in his popular song, I'm getting down to the heart of the matter, and I think it's about forgiveness. Let's purify our hearts as much as possible. Let's orient ourselves around the truth so that our hearts will radiate out and we will speak from the heart. So now I want to take a look at the group, and I want each of you to share just a moment, just a minute or less. What do you believe is true about the heart? Anybody want to go first? And I'm going to say already, don't all go at once, because I know you're all just chomping at the bit to go. But is anybody would like to volunteer a favorite saying, quote, lyric, or Bible verse that they know about the heart? Anybody would like to before I ask? Put your hand
Okay,
up or unmute yourself.
I'll do it. Nettie here. How's everyone doing?
Great, Nettie. Thanks for sharing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a couple of quotes that I thought were very fitting. And the first one is, the best and most beautiful things in life cannot be seen nor touched, but are felt in the heart. That's by Helen Keller, I think. many people know that one, but I think that's true. And I think people do see your heart. If you show them your heart, they can actually experience that and get healing and all kinds of different wonderful things from it. And then the second one was the greatest test of courage on earth is to bear defeat without losing heart. And I thought that's been really shown the last couple of years. There's been a lot of discouragement, a lot of defeating moments, but it's to keep going and pushing forward and not losing heart.
Wow, I
That's
love
good.
that.
Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Anybody
that
else
was
would
mine.
like to go?
Just remember to unmute yourself and then share whatever you have on your mind.
Hey, Karl. Hello, Judy. Great to
Hi.
see everyone on the call tonight. It's a pleasure to be able to jump on with you. Didn't think I'd be able to. We are in peace here. And I want to just begin here by thanking you, Judy and Karl, for organizing this tonight. And I read your email to me, Judy, and it touched my heart. I replied to your email, and I don't know if you mentioned it. I wasn't in the first 5 minutes of the call. I would love for you to share from your heart what you shared with me and Karl and Robin. I don't know who else you copied on that email, but my reply to you was brief, but I think it was essential. And I think some of the things that I said were impactful because you are truly from the heart, Judy, and you always have been since the day I've known you. And this is your calling right here. What you do in LifeWave, this is your calling because you're so uniquely identifiable as Judy, this incredible being with these wings, if you will, that loves to just help and reach out and connect from the heart to the recipient's heart. This is your oxygen, Judy. So I'd like for you to take a moment to share that, if you don't mind, Judy. That'd be great.
Well, sure. Thanks so much. Yeah, I just copied the three of you. And as I said at the beginning, I'm down here in Palm Springs, and there's just a special kind of a community here when you all put a bunch of people in a small RV park, and we all are, seeing each other every day. We want to get out of our little trailers and walk around and do things. And as I've got out and I've, tried to participate in various functions and exercises and concerts and all the rest, people are hurting, and yet they want to have fun down here, and they want to play pickleball and they want to exercise in the pool, but they have issues and concerns. And so I've just had the privilege of just being connected, listening carefully as people talk, and invariably as they talk, it's like you just get that sense of what they're needing. And as I look at them in the eye and I give them the attention that they need, I'm wanting them to know that my heart is there for them. And they just open up. And one lady today, I wouldn't even share all that I'm sharing with you. But I just feel like I need to do that. And I gently said, well, I can't stay quiet. I need to let you know that there is some hope, and there's hope for your physical ailments that you're struggling with, that it's affecting you. And would you like to hear a little bit about this new technology that I've come across? It's changed my life and my husband's life. That's all I do there, Pete and Karl and the rest of the team. And they just start talking. And so I'm just very, very busy down here with people who are just clamoring to know more about what this secret technology is that I'm talking about. So I'm even going to get a chance to do a seminar in a week or so. And I'm already thinking I might have to change the room because it might not be big enough. I really know that it's not what I say, and I can get way too technical. So I try to keep it simple, but I don't think it's what I say. I think it is, like you're saying, why we brought out this theme with the heart is that people need to trust, they need to know that you're safe, and they need to know that you're going to listen and that you're going to respect what they're saying, and that you're not just going to jump on them to buy something, but you're going to listen carefully and say, I think I have an answer for you. And that comes across way different than regular sales. And I
Does.
really think that being able to show them that you have their best interest in mind is why I think I'm being successful in these trips to Palm Springs.
We got a few minutes left here. Pete, I don't want to let you get off the hook. Tell me what you believe is so good about the heart. You and Hannah enjoy a wonderful relationship, and there's got to be something of the heart that you would like to share with us. Why don't you share something that about you believe is true about the heart?
Well, thank you, Karl, and how appropriate it being February and all the challenges and things that a person can endure, not just in a personal relationship, but also in a new environment, whether you're at home, whether you're traveling, whether you're in another country. But you know what? When your heart is in the right place, it speaks great volumes for you. And that's one thing that I like to lead. That's some of the things I've learned through the 32 years of network marketing. Trust me, it was never that way in the beginning. I can recall in the early years of network marketing, being full-time, didn't give the heart a chance. It was the lips that moved, it was the brain that reacted. Very diplomatic. But once you've dealt with the volume of people that I've dealt with, you learn how to finesse even the roughest situations, even the most difficult, trying times, and you learn to address the situation and the matter with your heart. Now, Karl, I'm going to flip that right back to you. I've seen massive changes in you from the moment I met you, and how you have treated circumstances, situations, and just obstacles, and always being reminded that obstacles come to instruct, not to destruct. And when you enact the heart and you enable the heart, you come across very differently than you would have maybe without initiating the heart in the matter of the things. So I love the theme, Karl, and I just think we can do a whole lot more when we listen with 2 ears and we speak with 1 mouth, and we initiate it coming from the heart. Very, very powerful. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of each and every one that took the time out tonight just to be on this webinar. You're a superstar. You're amazing. You're phenomenal. We appreciate your time. And I'm going to turn it back to you, Karl.
Thank you, Pete. Yeah, there has been a shift. And you know what? I'm going to talk a little bit about that after the call. We just got a few minutes left, closing in on our 30-minute marker. Is anybody else in the group new? I see, I could call on you, but is there something you'd like to share about your heart? Wendy or Lori, anybody new on the call here? Maybe just wanting to share. Lois, I know you guys so well. If you want to share something about your heart, love to hear it. I see Rodine is on the call. Welcome. Great to see you here, Nadine. Or Rodine, sorry. I know a Nadine, but you're a Rodine. Anybody like to share about the heart? Go ahead.
This is Wendy. I
Hi,
just
Wendy.
know that when you're authentic with people and you share without an agenda, like you can have an intention, but when you share authentically and listen authentically, you gain people's trust. Because they have to know, like, and trust you. Otherwise, they're not going to do anything with you. And I know, like, Cameron approached me because he saw the journey I'm on with stage 4 cancer. And he didn't push anything. And because I knew him from the past, we've been involved in different organizations. He spoke from his heart. And I was willing to listen because I get so many people going, have you tried this? Have you tried this? And so, yeah, if you speak from your heart and are authentic, things will happen that should. And you got to, the other thing is I trust God. Not everybody believes in God, but I trust God. And I believe that Cameron approached me at a time where I'm looking at, because they have no other alternative for me. There's like, this is it. So so thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Wendy. You know, I'm aware of your situation as well, and you chose to share it here. So now we're all into it. And I'm going to say you're on the journey of a lifetime. This is the battle for life. And we certainly send our prayers out to you. And this group is here for you. I'm certainly here for you, and I wish you all the best as you look for the supernatural in the natural.
Yeah, well, I'm excited because if we can have this work with some other stuff I'm doing, I enroll lots of people. I'm a good enroller, so because I speak from my heart.
Absolutely love it, and that's what you got to do. Thanks so much for sharing. Anybody else here that would like to share? Lois, would you have anything you want to share? You're okay with me calling on you. We know each other well enough. Anything about the heart you want to share?
Well, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say everything everyone has said, like Judy and Pete and yourself. That's what I try to do. I just try to find out what people need and be there for them and help them. Just share from your heart. It works. People don't care how much you know. They just want to know how much you care. And that's wonderful. And I've seen a difference in you too, Karl, since when you first started. I know we all change, right? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
wonderful that, and even Corolla, like everybody, we're growing in this business. We really are. I mean, it's not just, what do they say? What does Robin always say? It's a personal.
Go ahead. Now you got it. Say it. Development.
Tell me, development program with a paper,
with
with
a compensation plan. Yeah, exactly.
Plan.
Yes,
so
you got
it's
it.
wonderful. Yes, and that's it. Just be yourself. You know, of course, I believe in God too, and I keep him in my heart. I keep Jesus in my heart, and I go with that. But you know, a lot of people, we can bring them even closer to that with just sharing what we have. Because I was out today with some people from the church, and you know, this one lady wants to meet with me. I didn't share anything about a product or anything. She just wanted to know. I shared my age, and she wanted, no way. And I said, well, I do things to keep myself healthy. I try to. And she says, oh, we must get together and have coffee one day. You know, so it's just, I'll just share with her that what I do, you know, and how I do, what I believe in. And it's just wonderful. If we share
Thank
from
you,
our
Lois.
heart,
Yeah.
it's all good.
Thank you, Lois. And before I get BJ on the mic here, something hit me as you were saying, you know, about our hearts. It is possible to transform a heart. You know, a surgeon. I watched my father go through quadruple bypass surgery. They physically removed his heart from his chest, rebuilt those parts that needed to be fixed, put it back, and jump-started it again. In 24 hours, he was sitting in his chair. You know, a surgeon can fix a heart, but only God can heal a heart. And our hearts need to be transformed. And the more we transform our hearts into a body of love and light and hope, the more effective we are, because this is such a unique product to be able to take it to people and speak from the heart. BJ, take the mic. Tell us what's on your heart about the heart today.
Well, I like to resonate what everybody's really been saying, I guess, but I know me and you had a conversation, Karl, about when I really decided I'm gonna put myself into this LifeWave, is that this needs to be absolutely a matter of the heart, because I told you is that if I can do this and it will complement my faith, and that I'd be able to truly you know, care about people in the process, then this was the kind of business I need to be in. And yeah, so it really is something that can work together with the heart that way.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Couldn't have said it better myself, brother. Wonderful. Anybody else that would like to share? I can call Rodine. You're not shy. I know you, dear. I would like, because I know all the stuff you do. Nobody can paint who hasn't got their heart in it. So tell us in a few minutes, what is it about the heart that you believe to be true and necessary and right? Unmute yourself and tell us.
What do I know about the heart? It's a lovely thing, isn't it? Lately, really what I've been working on and kind of become my mantra is I love the life I have so that I can have the life I love.
Beautiful.
And it's all around love. And you had said earlier, what's more important, the brain or the heart? And I was just listening to a podcast where they said that love, the heart, is everything,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The frequency, what our hearts help us bring to the world, that's what we need to focus on.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Radine. So nice to have you on the call today. So we're at the bottom of the hour here. We're actually over time. Anybody else would like to share in the closing moments before I let Judy wrap us up?
Okay, well, I'm
I
still
have
here.
something.
Oh, Monica, please.
Did you hear well? Well, I was writing something about my thoughts that I was having the feeling of not work for money, not for profit. So this last year I was working on my heart and developed this feeling of work for a purpose, like divine purpose or superior purpose. So I heard that John Maxwell said that we are in the business of people, and I want to add something because we are in the business of the soul, and the soul is in the heart. I am very faithful as well, and our heart is always in a transformation, and this involves our mentality and our feelings, and this is a matter of everyday working, every day pushing our heart to grow. And one of the beautiful things I hear is that if we work with the innocence that we have in the heart, that is how we can influence more people, because the innocence is like pure intentions. And this is really, really nice because we connect with people, and also we can appreciate as well the effort that others are doing, in their own life. Um, so when we give our heart to the people and we share our business as well, we have to leave the how do you say, the control. It's like we give them our heart, and they will communicate, and we will have the result without pursuit that. It's only the good intentions to be for them and to share with them what we have in our life. This is what I have.
That's beautiful, Monica. Thank you so much for sharing that. Love it. Love it. I think we all can go away from this call with our hearts filled up, knowing that, nothing of what we're doing makes sense if we don't share our heart and gain that kind of love and respect from people, because they know that we are really giving them that kind of care that everyone on the planet is looking for. They're just looking for some encouragement and some care. So thank you, everybody. Karl, should I wrap it up quickly and then we can stay on? All of us can stay on, whoever wants to, and we can talk a little bit more in detail, either thoughts about the heart. We can go on past the half hour, but we do want to respect.
Yeah, we're certainly past the half hour mark. So yeah, a few brief closing remarks from you and tying it into LifeWave. And then for those of you that like to stay on, I encourage you to stay on, because Judy's going to share what is this thing she's doing in Palm Springs, and I'm going to preface it with commenting about last year's trip. So go ahead, Judy, and take this in for a landing, please.
Sure. So everybody, I can't help but wrap this up with the fact that we are all here with one common thread that holds and binds all of us together. And that is what we're doing with LifeWave. And when we think about the heart, we really want to think about which patches are going to really help the heart. It doesn't help us if we don't have integrity. I get that. The patches aren't going to give us integrity or give us love, but for the heart specifically, and then for the rest of our whole being, the X39, the X49, and the Eon are three of the main patches that I know really affects the heart and the cardiovascular system. So that is really, really excellent to keep in mind that when you're wondering this month about talking to somebody about their heart, think X39, X49, and Eon. So that's our wrap up. Carola, thank you for helping with all the administration, and we can end our call here with the recording. And then those of you who want to stay on for a little bonus chat, Karl and I are going to be here.